What's up everyone? Today I'm going to share with you guys a new rod in the US market, and it is one of the few BFS rods that's actually sold in America, and that is the Dobyns Sierra Ultra Finesse casting rod. That's right, this is a bait finesse rod. This rod comes in two models, a 7'4" and a 7-foot version. I got mine from Discount Tackle, and they shipped so fast, and they shipped it in this nice thick tube, which is really important when you guys are sending any sort of fragile rods. I mean, this thing is super thin tip right here because it's rated down to 1/16 ounce. But let's not jump into all the nitty-gritty details. I'm gonna first start off with reading off just the specs here so you guys know what we're dealing with. Then we're gonna focus on the features of this rod, starting from the butt all the way to the tip, okay? But yeah, out of this tube, this thing actually had a bag wrapped up, you know, your typical bag that any rod companies would protect their products in, and some bubble wraps. So Discount Tackle did a really good job packaging and shipping this thing to me quick so that I can share with you guys this awesome rod. Oh my gosh. But anyway guys, let's get to work, shall we? The Sierra, Dobyns Sierra. Now, the serial for this one is SA740C. 740, I guess, stands for 7 foot 4 inches. It's a one-piece rod, and it's rated for 2 to 8 pound test line. For the weights that you're going to be casting on this rod, it's going to be 1/16 ounce to 5/16, or in the metric system, 1.5 grams to 8 grams. This is a light power rod and is a fast tip action. So I actually have another light tackle rod, which we will talk a little bit about later. I'll put the rod side by side so you guys can take a look at it. But yeah, let's save that for a little later. But anyway, let's jump into this rod, shall we? All right. So we are looking at the butt section of this rod. It's a split cork, as you can see here. It is actually Portuguese cork, and this rod is made in Korea and assembled in China. And since this is a cork, I definitely need to seal this thing up with some U40 cork sealer. And it leads into the reel seat, which is Fuji. It's pretty much a standard thing, Fuji reel seats these days. And I like any sort of reel seats that have this little exposure to the rod blank, because you can actually put your finger there. You can feel all the little bites that you pick up from the rod tip. All right, the next thing we're gonna jump into are the guides. And I wanna show you guys how many guides this freaking thing have. These are all Fuji guides, again, and they're micro guides. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 whopping micro guides. That is amazing, guys. I'll point this right at the camera. You see all these freaking guides, right? Oh, don't want to hit that. But man, that is insane. I just want to jump right to my other rod. Just count it for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 on my other one, and there's 17 here. That's freaking crazy. So the rod blank doesn't look like it have any crazy designs on it. You can see that the lower end where the handles are, the butt is, you can see some, looks like some crisscross patterns. But other than that, nothing fancy here. I still like the reel handle where it says fish to win, but you won't see that once you put your reel on top of that. This rod uses the same blank as their Sierra spinning series. It uses the same high modulus graphite, which makes it very sensitive, and it also sports a solid tip section. Now, one thing about this rod is that they did not supply exactly how light this rod is, so I weighed it, and it's freaking 3.9 ounces. That is super light, and I actually put this thing right onto my scale, and I was able to balance it straight up in the air and obtain the weight, which is insane. I left the tag on because it actually helped on balancing. Yeah, it's probably just a little less than 3.9 ounces, but that is a very, very light rod. So for this rod, it's pretty amazing out of the box, out of the tube, and I am wiggling this right now. You guys can hear it because the mic's right there, the camera's right there. And I would say this is relatively stiff. And this is where I compare to my current rod that I'm using. The Tsurinoya Dragon rod. This is a light tip action, and it's 7 foot long. It's actually 7.5 inches. Whereas this guy here is 7'4" on the dot. I measured it with my tape measure. And a couple things that stands out when I look at the two. First and foremost, I like to compare these guys right at the reel seat area. When we first take a look at these two rods, you realize that the Sierra rod is thicker at the base, or shall I say right above the reel seat, okay, compared to the Dragon rod. And when you actually look at the tip though, between the two rods, the Sierra is actually thinner than the Dragon rod, which is interesting. The Dragon rod is a two-piece rod, whereas the Sierra is a one-piece. And again, I mentioned earlier, this thing has 11 guides versus 17 guides. You'll see that the Dragon does not sport the micro guides, and you see a huge difference between the two. Now, when I take the Dragon rod and I whip this, and I want to double check that the two pieces are on snug, and it is, the Dragon rod actually whips a little bit more than the Sierra. Do it one more time. Yes, it feels like it whips a little bit more, which is interesting because this guy right here was thicker and this guy is thinner. And I mean, at the end, I know there's gonna be people who's gonna probably mount this on some sort of a rod holder and dangle some weights and see how this thing bends. I don't have anything in my house that could do that, but if anyone has capable to do so, and you guys want to send me a photo on Instagram or something so I can see, you know, your typical weights and where it bends, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, guys, I'm pretty stoked about this new rod. I am excited for the United States, seeing that BFS is slowly growing. There was actually another rod that I wanted to try last year. It was from Doomsday Tackle, but I heard that there's gonna be a newer one because the Doomsday one is actually an older one, and I waited and saved money for this guy here. So yeah, this is very exciting stuff. I can't wait to take this out and do some cast testing. So if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys subscribe because there's gonna be plenty of cast testing video here. And if you guys are interested in the 7-foot version, my buddy Ethan, he actually bought the 7-foot version from a Discount Tackle as well. So he's gonna do his unboxing and he will be sharing with you guys his feedback, the specs, and he's definitely gonna fish it, of course, right? So yeah, definitely check his channel out. Anyway, guys, I thank you guys for watching The Fish Don't Wait. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and don't miss an episode because Jimbo fish exactly when the fish bites. The fish don't wait, neither would I. So, peace out.